What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Thursday night. Sorry, it's a little bit late. I ran into some issues here, my Lord, but the football game is on, a little bit of Thursday night football. Hope you're enjoying that. Going to get to that here in a second myself, but wanted to go over, as always, the top 10 matchups to be watching this weekend, Eagles versus Jaguars. So going to run through this, whether you're watching this later, watching it live. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Have any questions, comments, you think you've got a matchup you want to keep an eye on, please feel free to let me know down below. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump right into this, and I'm going to start doing this now on Thursdays. We're going to keep up to date with the injury report. Just going to throw it in here at the beginning of the show. So we're going to go over the injury reports for both teams first. Then I'll go over where these teams stand with their stats, where their rankings are with those stats, their division and conference standings, and then the top 10. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Here is your injury report for the Eagles today. Now, A.J. Brown just had a child, so he is out for personal reasons. Boston Scott, dealing with that rib injury, was the only person out today because of an injury. Limited was Landon Dickerson, Avonte Maddox, and Milton Williams. And then full participants, Miles Sanders, Darius Slay, Devontae Smith. And those are the ones we definitely wanted to keep our eye on the most. We were a little concerned. We know Dickerson's been dealing with that, been okay on game days, though. So looks like we're okay right now. We will keep our eye on those things. Jaguars. Now, they added someone to the list today. Zay Jones, with an ankle injury, did not practice. So Cole Van Lanen and Shaquille Griffin both had the same designations yesterday, but Zay Jones was the person added there. So we'll keep you up to date, and tomorrow we will get the game status report, so we will see who is questionable, doubtful, whatever, anything like that. So I will let you know, but let's keep it moving. Let's take a gander at the stats and the rankings of those stats for both teams. So we saw the Jaguars the other day. I'll brush up on it again, but let's take a look at the Philadelphia Eagles, how they're doing 3 games into the season. So we are 7th with 150.3 yards per game. 3rd in passing. That's right, 296.7. But the best one, 1st in total yards per game. Oh, hell yeah. Played some decent defenses. So you love to see that. Keep that offense rolling. 28.7 points per game, allowing 2.3 sacks per game. Not so great. Let's clean that up. Interceptions, we are tied for 1st, fumbles, and turnovers total. So that is awesome. Clean football, we got to clean some things up. We know there is still room to improve here for this team, but man, they are starting off hot. You love to see it. Let's keep building on that. And then the defense looking good, 5th total yardage there, but 17th against the run. Need to clean up that run defense. Looks like we've been doing okay last couple of weeks. Let's continue that this week against James Robinson and that number 1 rushing attack. So, it's the number 10 rushing attack, sorry, but they are one of the best. Their defense is number 1. I don't know why I said that, but look, I think that, our defense has proven that, each week it's going to be different schemes. They match up certain ways, but I think that this defense is going to prove, man, they are the real deal. So 4 sacks per game, that's 2nd. Again, this is only 3 games in, so take it all with a grain of salt, but looking good so far. And then here's the Jaguars, in case you missed it the other day, but just brush up on it again here. This team, it's the real deal, man. I really think that this is going to be much tougher than a lot of people are giving credit for. But then again, I'm seeing they are, they're the best team in the league right now. I can't beat them, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, man. For me, I think that we have some good matchups here, and I think we can definitely beat them. But look, this is not a game where you're just going to run right over them. Doug Peterson's coming home. So we all know that those things are very fun to look out for. So let's keep our eye on these matchups coming up, but let's also look at how these stats have gotten these teams where they're at so far. We'll take a look at the division and conference standings here in a second. Got a comment. My man, Drew in the building. Yo, dude, nice to hear from you. Been waiting to hear from you. Hoping all is well. I know you are down in Florida, and anybody else who's down in Florida as well. I hope you guys are safe. Drew, it is great to hear from you. Hope you and the family are somewhere safe. All your possessions are good. Well, who cares about possessions? I just hope you and your family are good first, and then I hope nothing was lost or anything like that after. But glad to see you, man. And hopefully, I saw your comment the other day, trying to watch the show. Dude, that's awesome. I hope I can bring you some kind of peace, anything, but reach out, man. If there's anything I can do for you in these times, and, I say it every show, even if you just need a friend, man, so I know we all go through things, but you are definitely going through something right now. So Love you, dude, and I hope you're doing well. Always appreciate your support. Looky, man, you're still supporting me. I mean, I got family members who can't even support me. You're down in a hurricane. That's dedication, my man. I was just talking about you tonight, actually, with my girlfriend. I was like, there are some people that when I make it, some people are coming with me, and you're one of those people, man. I appreciate the hell out of you. I hope you're doing well, dude. But not to cut you off, I do got to get this rolling. I literally had this show ready at 5 o'clock, wanting to make it, and I don't even want to get into it. But we're going to keep this rolling here. Let's take a look at the Eagles. First, NFC East, baby. Love to see it. 3-0. Cowboys, Giants, and Commanders trailing, and that will continue for the rest of the year. Now, in the NFC, we are number one as well. So I love to see that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And again, it's 3 games into the season. We know all these things can change and injuries and all that great stuff, blah, blah, blah. But right now, this is what we talked about in the offseason. So people tell me, like, it's only been 3 games, don't get excited. I'm like, I'm going to get excited because this is what I talked about for over a year, not because of 3 weeks. So I'm pretty pumped. Not going to lie to you. My man Paul in the building. We could be the only undefeated team in the NFL if the Bengals win. That is correct, my man. So I really don't care. My money wants the Bengals to, or the Dolphins to win. But yeah, man, we would be the only undefeated team. I just hope that, we continue to build. We've talked about this. I think, and I got called crazy for saying this could be a 15-win team. Look, I know that's asking a lot because anything can happen any given Sunday. Injuries happen, all that great stuff. But for me, if we stay healthy, and this is me saying this months and months ago, so I'm sticking to it, man. And I think this team is showing why I felt that way. But great point there, Paul. And my man, Drew, doing good. Awesome. That is good to hear. Why did that just go away? Oh, you're good. Your videos keep me company while we were rolling. Dude, well, I'm glad that, this can bring you something, but seriously, reach out, my brother. Anything I can do for you. Really, man, I feel for you, dude. I hate that, man. I really do. My grandparents live down in Florida, so hope you're doing all right. Oh, yeah, you know it. The Macho Man snap into a slim. Jimmy Smith. Appreciate you, my man. Let's go. Now, we're going to take a look at where the Jaguars are sitting on top of their division as well in the AFC South. So the Colts, Titans, and Texans trailing them. They're going to try to continue to build on that. It's beautiful to see. Good job, Doug Peterson. Can't believe they lost to Washington, but that was a close damn game. This team, a lot of young talent, learning a lot. So going to be fun to watch this season. But on Sunday, going to be fun to watch them get their ass kicked. Now they are second in the AFC at 2-1. As Paul just mentioned here, Bengals, the Dolphins, the only other team undefeated. So the Bengals need to go out and get a win for us to be the only undefeated team. But I would like us to just keep winning ourselves, not worry about anyone else, because this team, man, something special is brewing. But a great point you got there, Paul. So let's get into this now. Top 10, baby. Now, this is in no specific order. As always, we go through the offense, defense, special teams, but it is the top 10 matchups to me. But anything that is on your mind, any kind of matchup I don't name, or there's something you want to get into further that I am talking about, whatever it is, please let me know. And if you're enjoying this, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you're watching this later, I would seriously love to hear from you. I love getting those messages, whether it's late night, early morning. You guys are awesome. So let's jump right into it. Number 1, QB1, Jalen Hurts, going up against this Jaguars defense. And they mean business, man. They are definitely much better than what they used to be. And I think that when you're looking at Foyside Olakon as, their middle linebacker now, in Atlanta, he was tearing things up, leading tackler last year. And I think that, adding him is really helping Devin Lloyd too. 2 really good linebackers there. So I think that, him being the green dot man in the middle, it's going to be really fun to watch. I think that, the Eagles are going to have to bring their A game. But Jalen Hurts, man, he has been on the top of his game, looking in MVP form. The world has taken notice. You love to see it. Just keep doing that, man. Establish some of that run game. And, he's going to use his feet a little. Didn't have to last week. Use that arm, man. He can take down this secondary. But I'm telling you, the Jags have a very young, intriguing secondary, man. And the entire defense is just really fun to watch. So this is going to be very intriguing. And up next, I had to put this because I'm just going to put the entire Jaguars defense. They got a damn good run defense. But when you're looking at this Eagles run game, I can't just say the Eagles running backs because we all know who our quarterback is. So for me, it's just the run game in general. Get that run game going. Do not become one-dimensional, and then you can open things up with that pass game. I don't know how that stat thing got jacked up for the Jaguars. I apologize, but, they are first with 55 yards allowed per game. And, that's something that I think man, you got to try to establish it either way. You cannot let that bother you. And look, I think the Eagles are definitely going to try to, but you don't have to, man. We've got quite the passing game going on here. So the receivers are looking good, the quarterback, all that great stuff. So I think that, you got to get that run game going, though. Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, Kenny Gainwell, get them all involved. Let's go after that number one rushing attack. I don't give a damn. Run the damn ball. But then we've got some studs at wide receiver. We know we got Quez Watkins and Zach Pascal as well. But 1A, 1B, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Who wants to be the guy this week? I don't care. They both can be. This is going to be intriguing. And it looks like Shaquille Griffin, limited. He missed last week. It looks like he's on track to play, so I threw him in there. If not, it will be Chris Clay-Brooks taking his spot again. But right here, I've got Tyson Campbell and Shaquille Griffin trying to match up against these guys, and boy, is it going to be fun to watch. Now, obviously, they're going to be using their entire secondary, linebackers helping, all that great stuff when they're in zones. But just for matchup purposes, I think Tyson Campbell, man, this kid, people are going to know his name sooner rather than later. If you guys watch the show, we talked about him extensively before the Jaguars drafted him last year out of Georgia. Kid is a stud. So going to be really fun to see if he's going up against AJ and Shaquille Griffin's going up against Devontae. So we shall see, but definitely an intriguing matchup to me. Now up next, let's get across the middle there, baby. Dallas Goedert time and Devin Lloyd. And again, you could be picking Devin Lloyd to go against Miles Sanders. You could be, all these things, how a defense plays. But for matchup purposes, this is what we're talking about. Now, Devin Lloyd has been fantastic these first 3 games. And we've talked about, this kid before the draft. He and Nakobe Dean, obviously the top 2. Obviously, I had this guy ahead of him. I thought he was a first rounder. Nakobe Dean maybe drops to the end of the first, into the second. Did not think he was going into the third, but thank you, Lord. But Nakobe Dean is not needed right now. So people are freaking out that he's not playing. We've got TJ Edwards and Kaiser White. I am perfectly fine with it. So Devin Lloyd, man, he is somebody that's getting playing time right away. So they got rid of Miles Jack, added this kid, added Olakone, and man, this is quite a change in defense here. So a very exciting first-round pick here in Devin Lloyd. Dallas Goedert, go do some work. And obviously you're going to have guys like Cisco back there, not the singer for Drew Hill, the safety, Andre Cisco. But they've got some really talented guys back there, Rayshon Jenkins. So not just the linebackers, but again, for matchup purposes. Now on the offensive line here, again, they've got some studs, some monsters in there. Fadakasi, Robertson Harris is in there. But I wanted to highlight their outside linebackers, their edge rushers. My God. First pick, Trayvon Walker. Yeah, he's a stud. You guys remember talking about him pre-draft. You remember I kept saying this kid is being slept on. I think he's better than most of them. Aiden Hutchinson, I think, is just a freak of nature. But you guys remember I had him right behind him. And the Jaguars felt the same way, and you see why. Kid is a stud. And then they got Josh Allen, another first-round monster who, dude, this is going to be some heavyweight matchup here, man. Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, the best tackle combo in the game. Man, this is going to be a heavyweight bout, and I cannot wait to see it, dude. I really can't. And then on to the defensive side of the ball for the Eagles, offensive side of the ball for the Jaguars. Mr. Green Dot in the middle himself, TJ Edwards, man, what a stud. We've talked about him this offseason, how he's improved, but man, he improved more than I ever imagined. So love to see it. We're going to see how he leads this defense to victory against Trevor Lawrence, who has been lighting it up, man. He's looking good in his second year. It's crazy what a little development and time can do for a young quarterback, even if they are a first round number 1 pick. Just saying. I'm just saying. But look, he's got his hands full with this Eagles defense. They are showing that they mean business here. I really think that, obviously that first game, people got a little concerned, but if you look at the first half, they did pretty damn good. Yes, they took the, foot off the pedal there, but I think you got to realize, they made a mistake, but they got to learn from it. And I'm okay with learning from mistakes. Now you've got T-Law here, man. And this dude, look, he's got talent. Don't let him get going. And Doug Peterson is his coach. So, the guru there helping him out. And it's going to be exciting to see, but I think we can shut Trevor Lawrence down, try to hold him under 250. James Robinson, this dude, one of the most slept on running backs. Try to get him in fantasy. Someone apparently knew what I did, that this dude is still a stud. Travis Etienne is very talented as well, but man, this guy, he is going to run you over. So they are 10th in the league in rushing, 10th in passing. They got a very balanced offense, but they can kill you. So do not let that run game get going. Shut it down. Make them one-dimensional. Then you move on to the secondary here against Christian Kirk. Now, I could have put in Zay Jones. He's banged up. Not sure if he's going to play. Marvin Jones, Old Man River. But really, what you need to focus on is shutting down Christian Kirk. Now, I wanted to say maybe Avonte Maddox put slot against nickel. But honestly, the way we play, you know that we're going to move everybody around and we're going to try to match up. And really, this is your focal point right here. This dude is a home run hitter. He'll kill you all over the field. So people can feel however they want about him being overpaid. That's fine. But this kid is pretty damn talented, and he is showing that so far this year. So I really think it's going to take a team effort. Just like you shut down Justin Jefferson, I don't think you necessarily have to do exactly what you did there with Darius Slay following him, all those things, but you better have a game plan in place. I think maybe a little more zone, a little quarter, half, quarter. We've talked about a lot. So, I mean, we got to be able to shut this dude down, though. He's a touchdown scoring machine. He's already got a few this year. So hasn't been under 70 yards in each game. So I really think that it needs to be the focal point in the passing game. Try to shut down Christian Kirk. Now, number 9, and we've got ex-commander Brandon Scherf. We're all very familiar with him. So let's get Fletch, Jordan Davis, even Marlon Tuipulotu, Javon Hargrave in there feasting. But familiar faces meeting up again. So I hope that we attack the middle. They've got a rookie center in there as well. So hopefully Fletch versus Brandon should be an intriguing matchup. And then on the outside, Cam Robinson on the left. I like Cam Robinson a lot. I think Jawaan Taylor, a lot more question marks there for him. And I think Josh Sweat has been proving that he just keeps improving. So continue to do that. Go out, dominate, and get a couple sacks. So last week you heard me call for over 5 sacks for the Eagles, 2 for Hassan Reddick. Well, this week I'm calling for 4 sacks for the Eagles, over 4, and I'm going 2 for Josh Sweat. Now, honorable mention here, ladies and gentlemen, Britton Covey. Now, he has been elevated 3 times from the practice squad. Therefore, if we elevate him this week, he can no longer just go right back to the practice squad. He has to go through the waiver process if he does not go on to the active roster. So you decide if that active roster spot this week is for Britton Covey. If not, you go out, get somebody, trade for somebody, bring somebody up for the practice squad, whatever you plan on doing. They obviously have a plan in place. So I think Britton Covey, this is your last shot to prove something. Obviously a mistake last week, but a good return as well. I know you're still young. I really would love to see something because what I don't like is they don't feel comfortable with him at kick returner. So we didn't bring anybody else in, and they've got Quez back there. And I know they like that, but I don't really. So Covey, I would try him at kick returner. I would try to see what you can figure out because this is the last week, man. If not, he has to go through that waiver process. And if nobody claims him, then he can go right back on to the practice squad. But if he doesn't, he can be claimed and you never see him again. So this is your last shot, buddy. And he might not even get elevated. So that was the point. Last week we talked about, you better prove it now so they don't have to worry about week 4. But here you are, dude. So if you do good, they'll put you on the active roster. If you suck, you'll go through the waiver process. Maybe you get claimed by somebody else. If not, you'll end up back on the practice squad. But that is all I have for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Going to go enjoy myself some Thursday night football. Hope you're all having a great night, whether you're watching this live or later. I appreciate you taking that time. You can always leave a comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. What is your favorite matchup? Which one do you think the Eagles need to exploit? Which one do they need to be afraid of the most? Let me know down below. Would love to talk some birds with you. But I'm going to get rolling out here. You guys know if you need anything else, whether it's about birds, life, you can always reach out any of these platforms down below. If you enjoyed this content, do me a favor. Hit that like button. You can always subscribe to the channel. But, if you need anything, reach out. But I'm Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. And until next time, you stay safe out there. And as always, go Birds!